We're live. What's going on, everybody? Hey. All right, let's get some people in the room.
All right, it's Dr. Mia and Joseph. Welcome to Ageless Intimacy with Dr. Mia and Joseph.
Yes. And we are talking about spicing up intimacy in relationships. Everybody get in the room, get in the room, get in the room, get in the room. All right, Doc. So we're talking about spicing up intimacy in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, let's introduce ourselves first because
right,
people who may not know us. So I'm Dr. Mia, your B3 specialist and board certified gynecologist at Bella Wellness Center in Birmingham, Alabama, where we offer gynecology to women and adolescents as well as hormone pellet therapy, intimacy services, weight management, total wellness with supplements, and laser hair removal for both men and women.
Absolutely.
Our goal is to help you live well, age well, and experience everlasting intimacy. And this is my lovely husband. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Joseph W. Brown Jr. I am the male intimacy coach for Bella Wellness. And like she said, we specialize in hormone replacement therapy. Gynecology first is our foundation, hormone replacement therapy, laser hair removals, intimacy, and also weight management. All right. How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good. I'm great. All right. So we're talking about spicing up intimacy in relationships. So, Doc, let me ask you this. What would you say the one thing we do to kind of keep it spicy? Keep it PG though. All right. Let's keep it PG.
Yeah, keep it. Yeah. So I have to say first of all, what we did was we got our hormones balanced so that we could have a good libido.
So we even want to do it.
So we want to do it, have the energy to do, to make sure that is a very important part of our relationship. So I would say that's what we started.
So let me just break that down real quick. So we went to the doctor, got our levels checked through our blood work, and then we started hormone replacement therapy because we had the symptoms of low libido and low energy when it comes to intimacy. The two that's key is low libido and low energy, and also loss of sleep, which means when we want to do it, we don't have the energy to do it anyway. So go ahead, Doc. Sorry.
So we started with that, and then as we continue to age and mature, we also did some other things like our intimacy services. So we offer the O shot and the P shot,
right? And
we both get ours regularly, probably not as frequently as we could, but enough that it keeps our relationship nice and spicy. So I would say those are the first two things, and then the other thing I was going to say, let me finish.
Don't speed over that though.
Total wellness part of it.
Hold on. Let's explain the O shot and the P shot real quick.
Okay, so I'll explain the O shot. You explain. You can go ahead and explain the P
shot. All right, I'll explain
the
P shot. So first we said the hormone replacement therapy, which we use for our testosterone to get our low libido back to the regular type of libido, and also have energy and sleep well at night. Those are three things for spicing up our intimacy. But now she's talking about the O shot and the P shot, which the P shot is platelet-rich plasma that we take from your blood, spin your blood down, concentrate it, and reinsert it into the genital area,
the genital
area. Yeah. And then what it helps is the stiffness, readiness when on demand, and sensitivity. Those are three key things, and also for blood flow,
right,
and also girth. It depends upon it, and that girth is here or there,
kind of where you started when you were younger, but as you get older,
you will not be gaining. If you were 6, you will get back to 6,
right?
But you will not be gaining
8.
2 and get 8,
right? So realistic expectations,
right. Yeah, girth, because that's because you get the stiffness and the girth
from the increased blood flow.
Yeah, because you start getting medium hard over time.
Right.
All right. So, and then the O shot.
The OSHA is where we take the blood from women and we spit it, like you said. We take that platelet-rich plasma from the blood. And then after a great numbing process for both, we then replace that platelet-rich plasma into the clitoris as well as the G-spot for women. And we can also add another product called Hydrogel to both men and women. So instead of only putting the platelet-rich plasma there, we can also put that Hydrogel.
And what is Hydrogel?
Hydrogel comes from the Wharton's jelly of the placenta, and it is they're very young, healthy, vibrant growth factors. That growth factors I have are 49. The growth factors he has are 54. So we get these young growth factors, no genetic information, but it just helps more with the tissue regeneration, the increase in blood flow, the sensitivity, the decrease in dryness for women, the decrease in laxity for women, also the decrease in leakage of urine with coughing, sneezing, jumping, laughing, as well as urgency and frequency. So not only do you improve and spice up your intimacy, but you also decrease what I consider old lady vajayjay symptoms as you age and mature. If you're not treating the tissue and really focusing in on keeping the tissue young and healthy, it ages, and as a result of age, you can have urinary problems as well as pain with intercourse from vaginal dryness. So those are some of the things we do. But I was glad you said that it is Heart Month. So the other thing that we make sure we do is go to the doctor, have our preventions and screenings, control our blood pressure, control our blood sugars, and control our cholesterol. So we know our numbers, we see our doctor, we do the prevention and screening, and I exercise at least 4 times a week. Eat healthy to maintain a healthy weight, because all of those things are actually required for great intimacy. You're going to have better intimacy when you're at your healthiest state. And the way to do that is just to live a life of total wellness. And if you don't know how to do that, let us help you at Me Bella Wellness Center. But those are things that we can do to get started. So, okay, now we had all that stuff started. So other things that I would say what I have done as a woman, I think is I've done a little bit more research and understanding my body. Understanding, getting some different ideas to keep things spicy in the bedroom. Me and Joseph have been together for 25 years. So we've been having, great intimacy for 25 years. But to keep it spicy, I had to learn some new things about my body. I read books all the time on the body, on the function and sexual function specifically. And I also read like romantic books that may, have a little bit of teaching in those as well. So I think it just depends on, but to keep it spicy, that's what I have done. What have you done, Joseph?
There's nothing romantic about the books you read.
You don't know the books I read because you've never read them. So that's an assumption, and that's what you think. But I do have some great romantic books that actually dive into the whole act and with great ideas in those books. Okay.
You love it. I like it. What was you asking me?
So I was like, what other things can you think of that we've done to spice up intimacy in our relationship and prioritizing it, making sure that we do that, putting that rule in there, our 3-day rule. I
think the one thing is doing it more often.
Yeah,
more and more often, and just understanding how your body works.
And communicating to your partner what works for you, what you enjoy. When they do something that you really like, letting them know. If they do something that you don't really like, maybe not tell them right at that moment, but at some point communicate the things that you like and the things that you enjoy, and really have those good conversations about physical intimacy, because it is so important for oneness in your relationship as well as your total health and wellness.
Yeah. So I think that's, like you said, knowing your body, communicating, what works and what doesn't. And then, doing all the things that, like you said, we're doing. Your health is very important to your blood flow. And, if you're suffering with certain diseases, then you have to go get that stuff checked out if you plan on being intimate, and if you're not, you still should get those things checked out because they could kill you. So, but for us, we understand, especially being in the business, we do understand that your health is very key to being intimate long term.
Right.
And if you're having issues in that, you should seek out help and look at your blood, because there's so many things you have to look at. You have to look at your heart, your diabetes, if you're diabetic, your blood pressure,
your cholesterol,
and then, notice your symptoms of being fatigued, having a low libido, gaining weight in your midsection,
sleep apnea,
and then, not getting a strong erection, getting a medium erection, not being able to finish, or not getting up at all. Those are things that you have to address, and you have to look at everything we just mentioned, not just one thing, but look at everything we just mentioned, because there are so many different things that could be leading up to the intimate part. So be careful about what you're eating. Make sure you're eating a lot of whole foods. Make sure you're eating things that improves blood flow, whether it's vegetables and things like that. So beets, eat natural juices, just things that will make your blood better.
Ashwagandha is also a good
Ashwagandha, yeah. We drink a lot of tea.
Yep.
We drink a lot of naturals tea, Free-Ality, Dr. Michelle.
Freeality.com.
Right, Freeality.com.
For that royalty that works really well.
Ashwagandha, and we do quite a bit of tea. I try to drink tea every morning, or at least the first half of the day.
And juice too. We do juice.
Yeah, beets.
We hadn't done it lately, but we try to juice the beets and some of those other great vegetables and fruits that help not only with blood flow, but also blood pressure and just your overall health and wellness.
Right. So, and all that, so we can increase our blood flow, have good blood flow, have a healthy heart, so we can be intimate, live well, age well, and have everlasting intimacy.
And then prioritizing it. Making sure that you are prioritizing the importance of intimacy. And for women, treating that vaginal tissue is key. Starting to treat the tissue by the age of 40 and doing something twice a week at night, whether it's the vaginal hyaluronic acid or the vaginal estrogen or the vaginal DHEA. 2 of those you do need a prescription for, but just let your doctors know. A lot of women are not treating the tissue as they age and mature, which changes the tissue, causes it to thin, can cause the dryness, can decrease the sensitivity, decrease the big O significantly, which can naturally decrease your desire, because if you're not going to, reach your climax, it's kind of frustrating. So making sure that you're doing the things like, with your actual tissue so that you keep it healthy, orgasmic, and sensitive, and very lubricated. So that's something easy that all women can do and should start doing by the age of 40. And as far as men, and the other thing that we do too is I have a device that women can use. It's a medical device called the V-Fit, and it actually has some radio frequency, heated energy, along with red light. And using that even twice a week, at any time of the day, twice a week. It only lasts about 10 to 11 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. You can do that up to every other day, but that really helps with the vaginal tissue. It's easy, it's not unpleasant at all. And it's a great medical device that really works to keep your tissue healthy, strong. And it also decreases leakage of urine with coughing, sneezing, jumping, laughing, and helps to rebuild the tissue.
It is the penis pump as well, which increases blood flow in the penis, and you use that twice a day for 10 minutes a day. But I mean, not twice a day for 20 minutes a day. So I said it right the first time. Twice a day, 10 minutes each time. But that's a good device. So there's so much stuff out there. But it all leads to one thing. If you want to have consistent blood flow in your genital area, so you have good spicy intimacy, you have to take care of your health.
That's right. At the end of the day, you got to do that.
Because you can do the rolls, you can do the blue chews, you can do all of those too. But that's over time, your body will, sort of looking for, not adapt, but
become tolerant to it.
Become tolerant to it.
As well. Yeah. I mean, and then you want to have...
And it could have negative effects in the long term.
Right.
As far as right now, all the studies I saw, some of these products are pretty natural. They do have a couple of things in them, but they're pretty natural, and they haven't had any negative effects on people today. But I don't know we don't know long term.
Right. And then two other products, one for men and one for women. For women, it's Restella.
Yep, Restella.
That's a product that we use. It comes from the same company that we get the vaginal hyaluronic acid from, and it helps to increase the blood flow. So it increases blood flow through nitrous oxide. And we have that same product for men, and it's called Affirm. And so taking those supplements every day help to increase the blood flow to the area, which is going to help with function. But keeping it spicy is doing some research. There's some great games out there.
Card games.
And then we have like a book.
What's that check? We got a checkbook where you can write a check for something.
Right, like gifts, and then we have a book.
Not gifts. You can write a check for a position.
Right. No, it's like it's different stuff. Like like acts, gifts from acts of inner.
But it's a checkbook.
Yeah, and so you can I can give him one, he can give me one, and then we have one that's got all different positions for
Kama Sutra.
Yeah, Kama Sutra positions. So that brings spice into the relationship. And then don't forget, there are some wonderful.
Get you a Tempur-Pedic bed too.
And the up and down and the back and forth. And then they even have the pillows. They have pillows that you can use, and they have chairs. So it's a lot of things out there to help keep things spicy in your relationship, so that you can continue to experience everlasting intimacy and truly enjoy it. And remember, over time, you want to make sure you are trying different things that both of you are comfortable with, and communicating well, so that you can keep it spicy in the bedroom. And that is the gift from God. We want to all experience it forever. So we have to do the things that we need to do to make sure we can.
I was going to say this too, though, but we're talking mostly about physical intimacy, but hanging out with each other, going to dinner, going to a concert,
spending time
together. That is a way to spice it up too. Just enjoying each other's company, having a great conversation. Yeah, I know we're talking about physical intimacy and how to take care of yourself and all that, but it's many parts to intimacy. We want to make sure we just make it about the physical, because we deal with the health part of that, but there are many other ways: intellectual, spiritual, emotional, recreational, and physical intimacy. And you can spice it up in all those categories, and it can lead up to physical.
Right.
But so like what did we do last week? We went to dinner, then we went to jazz club.
Yeah, and we really enjoyed it. Even though we came home and fell asleep.
But it was a long week. But we had a long day, but we still had a great time.
Right. So but remembering that for a lot of women, emotional intimacy is very important. So communicating, sitting down, talking to your significant other, like you said, doing fun things, communicating about intimacy, being more spontaneous, even foreplay, like text during the day. Talking about it and, reminding each other of how, attracted we are to each other. And then even outside of the act of physical intimacy, also the touching and the kissing and the hugging and the loving and the massages, all of that foreplay. We can't forget about the foreplay once we're in relationships for a long time. We have to keep that foreplay component top notch. And again, we have to communicate to our partner about the things that we really like. And then, sometimes we may have to have hard conversations about the things that we don't like or things we want done differently. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we want to do. We want to communicate with each other so we can keep the intimacy spicy in relationships, because intimacy doesn't make a relationship great, but the lack of intimacy can cause huge problems in your relationship. So, you don't have a strong relationship just because of physical intimacy, but when physical intimacy is an issue in your relationship, it can cause big problems. And what we have learned, even through the Word of God, is that intimacy increases the oneness in a marriage and a relationship. So intimacy is very important for oneness. And once you start pulling away from that physical intimacy, you start isolating yourselves from each other. You need that physical intimacy for the oneness in your relationship. So it's very important that we take the time, think about it, have your times where you say, at least 2 times a week or 3 times a week, so that you're not noticing that you wake up and it's been a month and you have not had any physical intimacy with your partner. Prioritizing it and making a rule in your relationship of what that looks like and how both people are going to be happy with that number. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say that. I mean, if that's happening, you're probably not having any intimacy. That's why all 5 are important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of times when physical intimacy falls off, it's because the emotional, the spiritual, the intellectual, and the recreational has fallen off as well. Yeah. So it leads to less physical intimacy. But when you're really working on that emotional and that spiritual and that recreational, intellectual, then the physical intimacy tends to be easier to come by, especially when you're doing all those health and wellness things, balancing your hormones, and then using the services that are out there to improve intimacy for both men and women. And I'm excited about it because, it's this decade really, and, that we are even talking about the importance of physical intimacy for women and the enjoyment of intimacy. And that it's even a conversation now. And we have some options out there. There have always been options for men, but now we have options for women so that everybody in a relationship can continue to enjoy each other and create oneness in their relationship because it's the gift from God. And I want to enjoy every gift that he has given me, especially physical intimacy. So it's Dr. Mia and Joseph at Me Bella Wellness Center. Our goal is to help you live well so that you can age well, so that you can truly experience everlasting intimacy. It's Dr. Mia. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Oh, don't forget the foreplay, Asia's Vitality, March 15th. The tickets are $50 off right now. That will end tomorrow. So go ahead and I will add this link for y'all so that you can get your tickets while they are on sale because they won't be $50 off after tomorrow. We may add something to get y'all, so you can sign up. But remember, the tickets are selling out. It's a very limited venue. So we're trying to get 150 to 200 people, and that's all we have. That's all the room that we have. So go ahead, get your tickets. It's going to be an amazing event. We did it back in 2019, and it was amazing then. And we're going to do it again in 2025, March 15th. So I hope that y'all can be there, enjoy our amazing experts. We have experts from Birmingham as well as all over the country that are going to teach us how to live a healthy lifestyle so that we can experience everlasting intimacy forever, ever, 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 ever. So don't miss it. I'm putting the link as we speak into the chat. So you can go ahead and click on the link, get your tickets, and come enjoy all these amazing experts that I have for you, including Dr. Cree, family practice, wifeology, Dr. Corey Hartman, dermatologist, Dr. Alicia Ellis-Cox, psychiatrist. We also have Dr. Javara, our intimacy and toy expert, as well as Coach Peggy Keebler, right here, all from Birmingham, a certified personal trainer. And then we also have a clinical psychologist, Dr. RJ, as well as Dr. Sam, who is a naturopathic doctor, Dr. Tracy, who is a burn surgeon. So we want to make sure that y'all come and learn from the experts so that they can teach us as women how to live well, age well, and truly experience everlasting intimacy. So click the link and we hope to see you there. Bye.